Hello, everybody. This is Gustavo, exam coach. Today, we'll continue with a series of videos devoted to teach you how to go through the integrated speaking tasks in the TOEFL exam. Today, we're going to talk about the last type of a speaking question in the TOEFL, which is called the type 4 question. Okay, this question requires you to listen to a lecture or academic discussion first, and then answer a question. Okay, we'll see more details about this in the following slides. All right, so let's begin. First, you'll listen to a lecture or academic discussion. This lecture or academic discussion, it's a little longer than the one that you would listen in the speaking task type 3. So the content is something you can already expect to be about the humanities, it could be about science, it could be the arts, etc. Let's see an example of such content. In this example, we'll read the transcript of a lecture. Okay, so let's do it together. A professor says, today I'm going to talk about certain types of political characters. One of these types of political characters is called a Hamlet, after the character in the Shakespeare play. In Shakespeare's play, Hamlet was a tragic figure, one who spent a lot of time anguishing over what to do in a particularly terrible situation. Hamlet learned that his uncle had murdered Hamlet's father. Hamlet considered what to do in this situation, and then he considered still more. He anguished over the decision. He vacillated back and forth, and he anguished some more over the decision. In political terms, a Hamlet is someone who goes through this sort of decision-making process. A Hamlet is someone who, when faced with a decision, tends to overthink problems, to vacillate, to find it difficult to come to a decision. Okay, so once we finished, our notes must have been completed, right? Yeah, because you're supposed to take notes while you listen to the lecture. In these notes, you need to focus on two things. First, try to identify the topic of the listening passage. And two, try to isolate a few main points, right, that are used to support the topic. So, what is the topic in the passage we just read? Okay, probably you are thinking about Hamlet, right? Yes, it has to do with Hamlet, a famous character in the Shakespeare's play. But what aspect of Hamlet was being discussed? Take a look. The professor mentioned that there exists a type of political character known as a Hamlet, right? And what he mentioned about this character called a Hamlet is like in Shakespeare's play, Hamlet faced a difficult situation and had a hard time coming to a decision. So a political Hamlet is someone who has a hard time coming to a difficult decision, right? That's what they mention about a Hamlet. All right, so with this information, okay, you have enough ideas to deliver a response, okay? Because the question that follows will usually ask you to sum up the information and highlight the most important points in the passage you listen to. So, in this case, the question is, how is a certain type of political character described in the lecture. Yeah, you could see that coming, right? Yeah, because that's normally what they will do. They will ask you about some issue mentioned in the lecture. Okay, so how do we prepare to answer this question using the notes we already have? Okay, we need to identify something important in the text of this question, right? First, you need to know exactly what they're asked, what they're asking actually, right? So it's usually about the main ideas. In this case, they mention a political character. Yes, here you can see this information is, it talk about the type of political character described. Okay, so they're asking you about that. And so now with the aid of your notes, right, you have taken focus on the main points and describe them in your response. So you see here, you can see the idea is that the listening passage is mostly about a description of a political character, right? And this political character is, of course, known as a Hamlet. And the details are there based on the notes we took. Okay, so based on this, using these ideas, you can express your response using complete sentences. Make a response. How do we start this response? Always important to consider a topic statement that goes straight to the point, responding to what they're asking you. Then you need to include details to support this topic statement, right? And remember, as you are giving a talk, a speech, it's important that your sentences flow seamlessly, right? So you need to use the appropriate transitions to show the logical relationship among your ideas. Okay, so let's see now a sample answer to this question. It goes like this. In this listening passage, the professor discusses a certain type of political character that is known as a Hamlet. Hamlet was a character in a play by Shakespeare, and in the play, Hamlet faced a difficult decision and had a hard time coming to a decision. A political person who has a hard time coming to a difficult decision can therefore be called a Hamlet. Okay, simple enough, right? But it covers the main points and details provided in the lecture. All right, so using these ideas, right, try to practice with the questions in the same playlist where you will find this video. All right, have a good time practicing for the TOEFL speaking section, specifically the integrated speaking task type 4. See you on the next video.